Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back from New York City. We're live here at the MLG Studios casting some StarCraft 2, specifically WCS America, more specifically the Challenger League group stage, even more specifically the final match in between the STC and Goswser. I'll stop being annoying, but I'm Axel Toss, joined by Axlab. You having a good Monday?
I am. There's no greater Monday than watching some great StarCraft content here.
Great, I love it.
You know, STC losing that first map. You know, both these guys actually have something in common. They both lost to Max in the group, 2-1.
Yeah.
They both beat in Heart, although Goswser beat Heart 2-0. STC beat him 2-1.
Right.
So now we're at the final match. Who gets second in the group goes to Premier League. Who gets third in the group stuck in Challenger League.
Again, it's a very important distinction.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of money and a lot of WCS points.
Yes.
If you're stuck in Challenger League for 2 seasons, I mean, that's rough.
Yep. By the way, guys, before we jump into this game, MLG Anaheim passes are available. Be sure to buy them. Of course, competitor passes. I know a lot of people might have missed out on the first batch, but just wanted to let y'all know that another batch has been released. Player passes, competitor passes at MLG Anaheim for StarCraft 2. If you want to compete against the best in the world, and you want to be at Anaheim, of course, we'll be there, hanging out, casting some StarCraft 2. It's a lot of fun. It's going to be a great event. Definitely look into that. But here we are in the final match of the day, of the evening. You get a very important match. Winner goes to Premier League. Loser goes to Challenger League of Season 2 WCS America. In the bottom right-hand location, I present your Blue Zerg player. Representing Team Millennium and hailing from the United States of America, took out Heart 2-0 in the first match. Lost to Max Said in the winner's match. He is Goswser. Considered one of the best American players at the moment. Love to be in Premier League, I know he would. His opponent in the top left-hand location, your Red Terran player who got to the round of 16 of Premier League in Season 1 before falling to Moonglade in the final match to determine who goes on to the round of 8 and automatically stays in Premier League. But ended up falling to DeMuslim in the Challenger League bracket stage to get to this point. Of course, lost to Max Ed, then beat Hart in this group. He is the STC. Gosh.
He had some intense games against Moonglade.
Oh.
In the round of 16.
Yes, those were amazing matches.
Those were, yeah.
Or amazing match, I should say. Amazing games.
That was definitely...
he could have easily won, you know? It's one of those things.
It absolutely could have gone either way. Whereas, I mean, we saw Goswser pretty much dismantle Heart very convincingly. But STC is going to be a different beast entirely.
Yeah, I mean, what a stage that has been set here. You know, we have Goswser, again, one of the best American players, convincingly taking out Heart, and then barely falling to Maxed in that heartbreaking game 3 into that Blink Stalker all in. Against the STC, a player who has looked absolutely amazing in some matches, in some games. And he has a knack of beating Zergs. In the round of 32, he beat Vibe and Snoop, both 2-1 to be first in his group. But again, he's beatable in ZVT. Again, losing to Moonglade, 1-2. So.
Losing to Moonglade, though, is his...
yeah.
Moonglade is absolutely amazing. I mean, he was top 8, of course, in Season 1 of the Premier League. So this Drone Scout, is kind of seen what STC is up to.
Yeah.
And so Goswser can say, okay, there's no really Reaper coming my way. There's Command Center first, followed by Barracks and a Gas. So it's going to be Hellions at some point, but not for about another 2 minutes or so.
You know, I'm wondering how Goswser is going to play this. He's had his share of pretty weird builds. And I feel like STC is the player who's like really good at identifying those and reacting appropriately. He's just very solid, very macro-oriented, you know, making sure he knows what his opponent is doing and making sure he prepares properly. So a map is Belshir Vestige, a map that's generally suited to late game players. And it's you know, harassment can work with medivacs and stuff, but you know, it's doable to defend that stuff off. So I wouldn't be surprised at all to see this go late game. And I wouldn't necessarily expect Goswser to try something like he did on like a Neoplanet S, you know, with the Roach stuff.
Definitely unlikely.
Yeah.
And I mean, if he was watching STC versus Heart, Heart was trying to, you know, aggressive opening the Cloak Banshees, and STC was always able to figure out and defend appropriately. So you notice it's a different matchup. It just goes to show STC's ability to defend early shenanigans is extremely, extremely high. So maybe not the best idea to try anything like that on him. Goswser, I just want to take a third base. He's got a lot of extra minerals now.
Yeah.
waiting to
see.
see. He's approaching a point where a lot of Zergs start to get their gases. He's going to probably get that
I
third
see a
hatchery.
drone kind of moving out. No, just moving to the natural. Just rallied in that direction. Yeah, okay, so gases are going to go down here. That is natural. Not in his main, though.
Yeah, I mean, 2 gases at 40 is one of the standard ways to play DBT, but...
Only 2 queens still.
It,
Oh,
it
no,
is,
3 queens. Sorry.
It is interesting. He doesn't have 4 queens or third hatchery. He's just kind of... He didn't tech super fast either. He's just kind of...
He's just floating minerals. Oh,
yeah.
There's a roach horn at the front, though, so it's not like he's trying to hide it.
So, I mean, so that's why. It's not like floating minerals is always a mistake.
Right.
Because sometimes you want to bank up to make a huge swell of units like roaches all at once, which is what we could see.
Or sometimes you're unsure of what you want to build.
Yes.
And, as long as you have the larva, it's not like you're being inefficient at all. It's just you're waiting until they all come at once. Sometimes you want it to be that way, so your opponent can't scan and know what you're up to, right?
Exactly. So he's getting roach horn Evo chamber. Now he's going for there. So kind of interesting opening. We could see this go a couple different ways. You might see that mass speed roach with the +1 attack type of style he used on Neoplanet S. I mean, so we could see that a resurgence. It's not as good on this map, but this isn't the worst map for it either. Hellions see lack of a third base.
So STC is going to have a bit of map control here, considering there's no speed on the map. I don't think. So nothing to stop the Hellions from poking here and there. Of course, Goswser right now, he wants to focus on spreading creep. Planting creep tumors where
the
the
natural's
Hellions
open.
aren't. I'm not sure I agree with this by the STC, unless he gets a lot of drone kills, which he might be able to do. Some roaches popping out.
Oh, but then the ramp in the main. All 4 Hellions in the main, only single queen there.
Drones need to start splitting up, start running, start deciding, all right, who's going to die and who's gonna live. And this is...
it's been successful, I would say. He's got...
Yeah.
So I wonder 8 kills, and he lost some mining time as well.
I wonder if we're going to see any more bunkers being added on. Seeing all those roaches.
Yeah, he did see a handful of roaches. He's building Marauders, a partial reaction to that.
And he has Widow Mines in place as well. Or, yeah, 2 Widow Mines there.
His stim pack is so close to being done as well. We're almost past the point where roaches can do too much until they start getting to speed and coming in very large numbers.
9 roaches on the map here, and we'll have to see if he makes any more. He is focusing on that missile attack upgrade, so that does imply he's going for more of a Roach Hydra-centric composition. A composition that you kind of have to get damage done in the early to mid-game. This might be one of those Roach Baneling plays. Because it's, again, it's so strange not seeing, obviously, the 1-1 Carapace in melee. Like, right now, he's going to be very far behind in upgrades if he doesn't get going with that.
Second Evo chamber. With that Baniness going down, it does look like he wants to do the Roach speed Baning type composition, or at least Baning. I mean, the Baniness is a little late to get that speed upgrade super fast.
Sure.
STC is trying to still figure out exactly what it's putting us up to. SCV come out here trying to scout the third base.
And so are we.
Yeah. That's Goswser,
and we
man.
see everything.
Tricky. Getting the Zerging speed upgrade, so we might want to try to incorporate those later. Yeah.
Interesting. So what do you make of this decision to get the +1 missile attack?
I mean, I think he is just going to use a lot of speed roaches throughout this game. He hasn't gotten the speed upgrade yet, which...
And he's making 6 more roaches.
Yeah, and does he think he started roach speed?
Yeah, I don't see a reason to invest in this many without having roach speed already.
Yeah, I mean,
the layer's been done for a very long time.
I think he thought he started already. That's the only explanation. Because right now, roach speed could have been done, and if you can actually just squash this attack with speed roaches, attack the SEC sitting out here. But without speed roaches, with stim pack, they can kite very effectively.
This is a scary looking push. No banelings on the field just yet. A lot of roaches coming out on the field. Goswser is going to have perfect positioning. The roach horn taken out, a scan going down to kill some creep. And here we go. We're going to come in from every single direction. The roaches marching on in here, but there are some Widow Mines in play. I don't see an Overseer on the field, so I'm not going to be able to take those
coming
out.
Home. He's gonna
there's an Overseer. There's an Overseer right there.
And I mean, Goswser is surviving this attack, but imagine if he had roach speed, how much nicer would have gone for him. And losing to roach horn means he's not going to get roach speed for quite a while. Canceling the drop tech, then restarting it.
Yeah.
A little bit of indecision by Goswser. He's accumulating a lot of resources as well.
And there's +2 missiles, so definitely going to continue with this tech path. But look at all this bio continuing to come in here, and this is such a tricky situation. +2 going to be canceled there. The evolution chamber being taken out.
And now 19, he was accumulating money trying to get a big swell roaches. Now 19 on the way, but
it's too much.
He's just taking so much damage here.
This is too much.
Oh, focusing on the Overseer. Great heads-up move by the STC.
That evolution chamber going to get taken out before that the +1 carapace upgrade finishes, and this is not a good position here for Goswser. Every upgrade going to be delayed. Actually, that might get finished up, but instead turning around, focusing on roaches, and every roach made that the STC sees is good for him. He's happy to see all those roaches because that means that's gas, that's investment, not going into drones, not going into additional tech, not progressing his upgrades, and he's going to start trying to spread Goswser out. He's not done with this harassment.
No, he's not. He knows that if he keeps Goswser on the defensive, he's only on 3 bases, only with roach tech, the game will go in his favor over time. So just keeping Goswser busy. Meanwhile, another attack heading towards the 3rd base, and there's nothing there to defend. The creep is being decimated, and the drones are at risk as well here.
Yeah, there's nothing really to protect them. There's one queen behind the mineral line, but that's not going to do much against, what is that, 8 Marines, 2 Marauders, and 6 medevacs overhead. Goswser falling apart to the STC. STC is absolutely everywhere. No counterattacks going on here from Goswser, just trying to expend all of his APM, all of his attention on dealing with this just sporadic, multi-pronged play here from STC.
Oh, there's still 2 Marines in the main. Goswser thought to clean that up, but they popped back. They got some more kills. 19 workers killed by STC.
And he's not done. Like, with these medevacs overhead, he can just keep rallying units across the field, and they're going to be cost efficient, especially against a roach composition that's only... Did 1-1 finish? Yeah, +1 carapace finished. But still, Marauders against roaches are pretty good.
I mean, yeah, even with these small forces like this, he needs to be cost efficient because he has so many medevacs. He can kite away. He can pick them up when he needs to.
Yep.
And I mean, Goswser
hasn't been able to squeeze in any more drones either.
His only threat is like a massive 2-2 speed rush timing attack, but I don't know if he ever gonna get the chance to leave his base.
Yeah.
Oh, big drop heading towards the main.
And remember, behind this, the 3rd is on the field for the STC. He's adding on more and more production, continuing with his upgrades. Again, sending those Widow Mines, Marines, Marauders across the map in a single file line. One Widow Mine taken out there. Still another one, though.
I mean, he's got a supply lead against Spoon, who just has roaches. He's pushing in here now. The one thing Goswser has is STC's been really negligent with upgrades. He only has 1-0 Marines, or 1-0 Marine Marauder at the 15-minute mark.
2-2 is about to kick in. Still no speed. Okay, yeah, roach speed just now starting.
Some bio gets trapped there.
Imagine if he had speed again here.
Yeah.
Off creep. Oh. I mean, 16 more roaches. So this is just such a hard position for the Zerg right now. I'm trying to explain it, but
I mean, really,
like the slow roaches off creep, trying to deal with Marines and Marauders that have stim and medevacs overhead. Like, that's just
down to roaches.
It's so painful. It's just so painful to try to engage.
He's down by 40 food now to 3rd base. 6 roaches going to try to defend up, but there's 6 Marauders, 6 on 6. You do not want to be the roach team.
Even with the upgrade advantage, going to be very tough. STC just showing how relentless he can be. Again, he hasn't stopped applying pressure since about the 10-minute mark of this game. And Goswser falling apart. 155 to 89 is the supply advantage here for the STC. This is game 1 up at best of 3. There's the GG from Goswser. STC taking game 1. A game characterized, I think, more by... I don't want to say Goswser not having a plan. I think he had a plan. He just a couple misclicks here and there. Like, not having roach speed is just so important there.
That game would have been entirely different if he had roach speed. Just the STC could not have kept rallying against him. They would have died. It would have been pushed back.
Yes.
Entirely different game. Goswser really... I think he... when that first drop hit...
the first attack in the natural, you mean?
Yeah, sorry, the first attack. I think he thought he had gotten roach speed.
Yeah.
And then he never did. And then he had to rebuild the roach warren and everything, and he like never got around to it. It's one of those things that sometimes it happens. You just like assume you get an upgrade because you always get it, and then something distracts you for a second. I think it was actually the Helling run by that threw him off because he had a roach speed timing, but because they pulled his drones off, like he probably didn't have the resources, and then he like that messed up all his timings. The Helling run by was so busy dealing with that, and it just kind of threw him off.
Yeah, and you know, it's one of those things that can easily snowball, where you forget one upgrade, and then you might forget another upgrade, and then an evolution chamber dies, so you have to reset there. Roach Warren dies, the reset there, just a very painful situation there for Goswser. But the good news is, he's not out of it just yet, so you Goswser fans, stay tuned. Definitely capable, I think, of winning 2 in a row, guys. Game 2 coming up between STC and Goswser.